On Friday, were you kind of caught by surprise? I know I was. All of a sudden, social media blows up. You go to some of these dispensaries and there are lines all the way around the building. So what now? Let's get to legal defense attorney Zach Divelbiss. Thank you, Zach, for joining us this morning. You're inside Emerald Dispensary at 42nd Avenue in Dunlap. So, well, first of all, what's it like in the dispensary right now? Are there people in there at 824?
Actually, there's a line right outside the door, so I am here making sure that I can be here maskless, making sure nobody is here to potentially come into contact, and they are waiting eagerly to get in here now that recreational marijuana has passed. And I thank you guys for having us, because it's very important. Many people, like you said, weren't even aware that it had passed, that it was ready to go live for everyone. And something that's important for you to know and understand is this isn't just for everybody, unless in order to make sure that they can allow you to purchase medical or recreational marijuana. Now, even though that's the first step, what's really more important is how much marijuana you can possess as just a regular 21-year-old for recreational marijuana. What I have here is two forms of marijuana. This is the flower product. This is half of an ounce. What you are legally allowed to have is two of these, so up to 1 ounce. Basically, to put that into some smaller terms, that's 28 grams. What you'll see then is smaller concentrates, such as these concentrates where they are the wax, the concentrate form. This is what we're talking about when you can only have 5 grams of this in order to still fall within the protections of the law.
All right, now, Zach, let me stop you for a second here. So hold up those two things again. So that looks like a vape pen. And is that a THC vape pen, though? It'd be the same as, say, smoking a joint or something is what that is. So how many of those vape-type pens can you have?
So the vape pens come in different levels of concentrate, and what we have here is half a gram. So essentially, if this is exactly what you have, then you could hold essentially up to 10 of these to get up to 5 grams that you are allowed to have.
Okay, what's in your other hand there? Yeah, go ahead. What was that?
And so what I was going to say is keep in mind you can kind of combine this. So the limit is 1 ounce in total. So this is half of an ounce here, so 14 grams. And then here you're looking at less than a gram. And so you can combine it to get up to an ounce. But keep in mind the concentrate here, the wax product, the concentrate, that's where it's limited to 5 grams. And that's what's probably most important. This isn't, the Costco time to bulk buy and load up on this. Is right now it's all about the personal use and making sure people have access to it.
That's still a lot, Zach. I mean, an ounce of, that big bag you had is, that'll keep you, I would imagine, all but the most, prolific smoker pretty happy for a while. Let's talk about some of the laws, though, if we can. Let's say you buy that big bag of weed. Where are you allowed to actually smoke that?
Yeah, that's very important because everyone wants to think that, great, it's recreational, you're allowed to go out and about and smoke and consume. And what's important is a lot of people like to think of it similar to alcohol. You can't just go out in public and start drinking in public. Well, you can't go out into public and start smoking in public. These are things like your sidewalks, your public businesses, restaurants. And so what's most important, kind of safe, is to try right now and stay at home, do it at home where you're kind of supposed to be. And really where it becomes a problem is driving in vehicles. And that's one of the things that we have to stress here the most is we're basically been given the opportunity to have recreational marijuana, but it is a zero tolerance state. So consuming marijuana, driving, that can still get you in trouble and will still get you a DUI.
That's a key point. So what you're saying is there is a zero amount of marijuana use that's being tolerated to then get behind the wheel. So it's not like alcohol where if you're under a certain percentage, you're not presumed to be drunk. If you have any marijuana in your system, you would be DUI?
Absolutely, and the law still allows for the police to smell or to get other probable cause to believe that you were under the influence. And so that's why it's important when you purchase marijuana from a dispensary, you don't open it until you get home. Anything open in your vehicle is going to be used as probable cause to get you to the level of where they're going to be able to charge you for driving under the influence in a zero tolerance state, like you said.
Boy, it is a new world, Zach. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. And legal recreational pot is here in Arizona. If you have a dispensary in your neighborhood, chances are you're going to see a line there again today. So, but don't smoke it and drive.